Well, 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 look who's here.
Well.
Forever an Indianapolis 500 champion. How does that sound?
It's amazing. It's another dream come true, and the biggest dream of my life come true. So it's hard to fathom, really. It's really hard to process it right now, but I'm just filled with a lot of joy, and you know, I drove really spirited today, but it's just incredible. I can't take all the credit because I think I think it showed I had the best car out there, and what a day! Wow, incredible.
You use the word spirited. You were a madman out there at times going for it. You drove this one full throttle, didn't you?
Well, yeah, we've had, you know, so many times. I think we thought we could have won the race especially since 2015 when I joined Team Penske. I think 15 was one of those years. I think last year was one of those years for sure. In 16, we had a mechanical issue that took us out, but we're running second. So, you know, there's been a lot of races. We're strong, but we never really executed to the end. So today was about attacking. You know, we had our strategy meeting this morning, and we decided we're going to attack. We're going to control the day, and we're going to take our fate in our own hands. And destiny is what we decided to control. So it was pretty cool. Obviously, everything played for us really well. The stars, like I've been saying, have aligned this month incredibly, but especially today.
Rossi passed you late in the race. Did you have concerns that might be it?
No, because actually I was concerned. You know, obviously I led most of the race, so I didn't have, except when I was passing back markers, I didn't have a big knowledge of my car in traffic. So what I did is, obviously, at one point we ran so much up front, we didn't save enough fuel. So when I let Joseph by, and I ran behind Joseph for the entire stint, and the car was phenomenal. It was really easy to follow for me. So we adjusted the car really well during the race. Obviously, Kyle Moyer and Ben Bredsman, my engineer, were giving me the perfect information. I think we had the perfect amount of downforce on the car. All the right decisions were made. So the car was just fantastic, and I realized that I could run second as long as I wanted, and pass people when I wanted. So as you saw before one of the pit stop, I regained the lead on Joseph just to make sure I wasn't losing too much time in the sequence. But then when Rossi I knew was going to be the biggest threat for a while, because he looked really strong. He came back from the back, and he's always really strong at these races. So it was a bit of a concern, but yeah, I let him by to save fuel again just before the yellow came out. So that was a bit of a bummer. But we were able to get him back. Quite frankly, I wasn't really worried about getting back. I was just worried about the rhythm, when to get him back to finish first. So there's a lot of planning, a lot of brake drafting as well. That was a lot of fun, and obviously my teammates. You know, I think about Juan Montoya, I think about Helio Castroneves, I think about Joseph and Will, and I think about Gilles Deferrin, and they've, especially Rick Mears as well, they've been teaching me so well on the little intricacy of driving on an oval that I applied all that today, and it worked.
First question from Bruce.
Question and a follow-up is, you're a fierce competitor in every race, but is this as fierce a drive as you've ever had in your career?
Yes. I mean, I was never going to give up on that one, I tell you. But same at the Grand Prix, you know, that's pretty much my trait. That's my character. It's like I never give up until it's over. Even if I'm 8th or 9th, you never see me give up. That's what saved me, saved my career at one point. That's what always helped me, and I always believe. So, you know, I've been saying it, but kids, if you're looking, if you're watching, always believe in your dreams, and if you really believe it hard, and if you work hard enough, anything can happen.
And Will's record of a May sweep only lasted a year. You're now the only other driver that's swept, you know, the big events here at the Speedway. What is it about this May that just kind of flipped the switch with you?
Well, I think it's fate, quite frankly. You know, obviously in racing, you need a little bit of luck on your side. You need everything to go your way. So it did today. I could do nothing wrong, quite frankly. And sometimes I can't do anything right. That doesn't mean I lost my talent. That doesn't mean my team's not doing a good job. It's just, you know, you have to accept that there's a little bit of mystery out there that you can't control. All you can do is the best you can and extract the best out of yourself in every situation. The rest it sorts itself out, really.
Down here on the left, Tim May.
Yeah, Simon, what do you think the impact will be back in France about this win? 2 questions. And number 2, those last 13 laps, can you explain your mindset? Was it hell-bent? I mean, how would you explain what was going through your mind as far as win or else?
Well, I've got 330 something texts, so I think the impact in a little bit, and I'm sure it's going to keep coming. So actually, people in France are sleeping right now, so I'm sure tomorrow morning will be pretty crazy. And I'm just so proud. Obviously, flying the French flag like this, obviously there hasn't been a winner in a long time, almost a century. Being the next one is just phenomenal. I'm so proud of myself, proud of my country, and I'm happy that I'm giving smiles after, obviously the burning of Notre Dame was a catastrophe. It's good for the country to just be able to give back, give some smiles, and make people happy. So sports, that's what sports are all about, right? It's about, transporting joy and adrenaline and fun. So that's what we did today. I'm so proud that I think France is going to be very excited. Obviously, the numbers talk for themselves. I'm sure we'll do a media tour there as well. But I also want to thank America. I've always been so welcome here, and that's a trait of character that you guys have is incredible to me. I want to thank you all for welcoming me so well in the country, treating me as anyone else, really, not as a Frenchman, but treating me like a friend of yours. And that means a lot to anyone, I think, especially me. So I want to thank America for welcoming me here, making me feel like I'm home.
Question down here in front.
Simon, congratulations on your win.
I'm going to get the hat. You know that. You told me you were going to give me the hat.
I was going to congratulate you also. You won my bet, so I have to hand you the hat.
Yes, you
But
did.
I will ask, did you already think that you have won something? The guy who wore this hat never won. Did you do that reflection? Like Senna never won anything like the Indy 500?
I would never think that, no, because I don't think of myself as bigger than him. But I actually wore him today, so,
So now you have another item for me.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. I won my bet. He said, so Ayrton Senna is my hero, and that was Ayrton Senna's hat. And he said before the race, if you win it, I'll give you my hat. I've never had a national hat, so super proud obviously, because when you have a hero and you accomplish your dream and you emulate your hero, it's very special. So thank you very much.
Josh.
I have to keep my sponsor hat though. Yeah. I keep it in my heart.
Question over on the right.
Yes, Simon, first off, congratulations on the win. The win in the Indy 500, it essentially checks it checks off the last box in your career. You won an IndyCar championship, you won an American Le Mans championship, now an Indy 500. Well, what's the next box that you want to check off?
Well, I want many Indy 500s and more championships. My goal, I'm already leading the championship this year, so it's fantastic. I told Ben Brexman before the month, knowing our momentum, I said, we can win the next 2 and be in the championship, and it happened. So we're going to go into Detroit with a really good street car. We've done a lot of work on that car, and I think we're going to be strong there. So I'm excited. I love that track. That's the place where I won my first IndyCar race in 2013. So let's try to make it happen again. But that's my next box. Obviously, is to win another championship. I got so close in 17. It would be awesome to add some numbers. But someday, I want to go back to Le Mans and win it. But someday, I'm not in any rush. I've got more to accomplish here. I want to keep driving for Team Penske forever and keep winning races. So Le Mans would be one of my dreams, and another dream is to win the Monte Carlo in rally. But that's for a long time ahead. So probably when I'm 45 or 48 years old.
Question over on the left.
Simon, after the race last year, I caught you out in Gasoline Alley, and you said that the race rewarded the best drivers. And I said, did that include your teammate? And you said, yes, he was the best driver, which I thought was one hell of a compliment for a teammate. So today, did the race reward the best drivers? And today, are you the best driver?
Well, I don't know. You guys watched the race. I didn't see what happened in the back. It certainly win. I think I led 116 laps, so I didn't see many people, quite frankly. I mean, the car was just so fast. They kept coming at me, and I was like trying to defend. Will, certainly, I saw him. You know, I check the TV when I'm on track. You know, this like big screen, and you can check the pilot, so you know a little bit what's going on, but you have to focus on your own race. But certainly, Will, if he didn't have that problem in pit lane, I think would have been a big contender. He was very fast. You know, he came back second right away at the beginning of the race. I think he would have been a big threat. And Joseph was a big threat too. So obviously, a Penske car did really well. But I personally feel like, yeah, it was the best car that won and best driver. You guys have to decide on that. I guess I wouldn't have the pretension to say that.
Down in front and then in the back.
Simon, comment tu te sens? Remporter les 500 000 d'Indianapolis, tu as connu tout un mois de mai. Comment tu te sens, là, tes premiers commentaires en français aujourd'hui?
Écoute, c'est incroyable, c'est un rêve de gamin qui devient réalité, donc c'est dur de réaliser pour l'instant. Il y a eu un tel... j'ai été tellement pressé depuis l'arrivée que j'ai pas eu le temps de vraiment réfléchir à ce qui s'est passé. Mais ce qui est sûr, c'est que c'était une course extra, je me suis régalé, j'avais une auto fantastique et je faisais ce que je voulais, donc je me suis senti en contrôle de toute la course et tout s'est réuni, donc c'est assez incroyable de voir comme les étoiles s'alignent et voilà, c'est juste, honnêtement, c'est un rêve d'enfant qui devient réalité.
Avec 2 tours à faire, tu as eu Rossi qui t'a dépassé dans le premier virage et ensuite tu l'auras dépassé par l'extérieur dans le 3e. Comment tu te sentais? Parce que là, tu étais dans l'aspiration, tu as réussi à faire un dépassement à l'extérieur qui est quand même très impressionnant. Là, tu savais qu'à ce moment-là, tu étais capable d'aller chercher la victoire.
Je savais que je pouvais le tenir un tour au moins derrière parce que ma voiture était vraiment très rapide. Donc je savais en cassant l'aspiration que je pouvais le tenir au moins un tour. Donc pour moi, dès que j'ai eu l'opportunité à 3 tours de l'arrivée, je l'ai prise, je l'ai saisie. Et c'était pas vraiment du calcul à ce moment-là, c'était juste une opportunité qui me semblait la bonne. Et puis il me restait un joker dans ma poche qui était le dragon dans la ligne droite entre le 2 et le 3 pour casser l'aspiration et ça a marché. Donc j'avais une auto extraordinaire et puis j'ai pris toutes les chances nécessaires pour gagner.
We're going to keep you at the end to ask a few more questions in French.
Yes.
Simon, Alexander Rossi said that the red flag towards the end kind of punished him, helped you a little bit. Do you agree on that? Because
Not at all. No.
You don't?
Not at all.
So you would have gone to the end because your last pit stop was on lap 169, I think.
Yeah. No, I mean the thing is was to actually helped him. The crash happened, it was such a big crash, they needed to clean the track, so if they didn't go red flag, we would have had a 8 lap shootout, so I had plenty of fuel for that, no problem. And when I let him by, I was planning on saving fuel to attack him at the end, and as you could see, I had no problem repassing him, so no, I don't think so. I think he, you know, obviously it was a position race, you had to be assertive when you needed, and we just had a better package today.
Question in the back right here.
Congratulations first. Just a minute ago, I was a little bit surprised about your answer that you would like to go to the Rally Monte Carlo. Would it not be a big gag or something special to have Roger as a navigator? Well, he raced himself a long time ago.
I don't know if you would like that. It's kind of a, it's kind of a dangerous sport for sure. But I'm sure he would trust me enough for it. But you know, it's. I would probably want a French navigator. Yeah. It'd be an honor, though.
Hey, Simon. So Roger's got a few of these Indy 500s, but John Menard's been trying it for 4 decades. You delivered the first one for him. I mean, just how special is that to you?
Well, I mean, obviously, bringing another win to Roger is very special. You want to see him happy like that. That's, you know, he gives us so much. He treats us like his children. Really, when you drive for Team Penske, you feel part of the family. You represent his brand that he's been building for 60 years, and he trusts you to, you know, represent him at this level of the sport that he loves, and a dream for him that is to win the Indy 500. So making his dream become true big part of it really is sensational. So I'm super proud of that. And John Menard, I mean, he's been trying so hard. I felt so bad that we didn't get one for him already. So finally getting one for him is very special. And you know, having that livery is very, very cool because people notice the car so easily. And it's so great for all that he's done for the sport. He's done so much. You know, he deserves to get a Borg Warner. So I'm very proud to be the driver driving that car.
Okay, down in front here on the left.
Simon, explain the emotions on the front straightaway. Generally, drivers drive straight to victory lane and do it there, but you got out of the car. And was it just overcoming the emotion? I mean, what was that time like?
That wasn't planned. We didn't discuss it on the radio. When I got to pit entry, I'm like, oops, I think I should have gone to pit lane. But I was crying a little bit on the diesel lap, and the fans were going so crazy. I thought, you know, I have to share this with the fans. There's no racing without fans. You know, obviously I wanted to go to victory lane, and we did. I didn't think it was going to be that complicated, but I wanted to share with the fans. You know, they fill this place up. It's incredible. It's incredible to be part of this sport as a driver. And it wouldn't be the same if we didn't have 300,000 people in the grandstand. So it was my way to say thank you for your support, and please come back. We'll give you more of this, and that's what I did.
Over there on the far right.
Simon, first of all, congratulations to this historical achievement. The last 5 winners of the Indy 500 came from 5 different continents, which has never happened in this sport. I'm just wondering that you think this fact is legitimized that you know, any driver can't expand his career in the Formula One. This sport is at this moment.
Can or cannot?
Cannot.
Okay.
Cannot. This sport is currently the highest and the most competitive racing sports.
Well, I mean, I don't know about Formula One, quite frankly. I'm not there to judge it, and I would never judge it. But I certainly know what's going on here. And you see the drivers come in. You see the level of competition on road course, street course. We're fighting for tenths of a second, 500s, and here you saw it was the smallest margin in history in qualifying between first and last. So I think it shows the level of the teams, the level of the drivers, the sponsors that we have. Obviously, it's a growing field. We have 36 cars. It's a testament to IMS and IndyCar for doing such a great job promoting the race. And we see our numbers are going up. So it's an exciting sport. You know, you saw it today with all the fans that we have. It's the biggest race in the world. So yeah, I think it is very competitive, yes. Now, driving on an oval is not easy. Let me tell you, it took me years to get to this level. I remember, we were just talking about it with my engineer. My first Indy 500 start was definitely not like that. So it's just you got to work really hard.
Far left over here.
It was fun to see Norman down there with you on victory lane. I'm surprised he's not here with you right now.
But you know.
But he's been around a lot this month. Do you think he kind of contributed to the magic of this month for you?
Well, yeah. I mean, all my family. Haley is the same. She contributes so much to my balance. You know, in my life. My best friend's here, Thomas, and my mom's here. My dad was on the phone because he's too scared to watch this race. And you know, he was the first person I called. Family, friends are everything to me. It's what brings balance into life, and you know, you can't live a lonely life and be happy. So to me, it's happiness for sure.
We'll do 2 more in English, and then we'll get to some French questions.
During the weekend of the Grand Prix, you mentioned that in 2018, you and your team kind of struggled with the new aero kit. I think it's safe to say you're not struggling with it anymore.
No, we're not.
So, yeah, between the Grand Prix qualifying and the race, I mean, those are 3 very different scenarios. What does this mean for the rest of 2019, and how scared should your competitors be about this resurgent 22 car?
Thank you, appreciate that. Well, you know, let's not. In French, we say let's not put the car in front of the cart. You know, there's still a lot of work to do for the championship. There's been a lot of very competitive teams. It's not going to be easy. We're going to have to work really hard at this. But certainly, I think we've hit our stride. I think we've understood what I need from this car and how to get it. That was the biggest thing. We knew what I needed. It was how to get it. we did get that. Very comfortable in the oval now. I love the package. The racing's awesome. And on road course and street course, I think Team Penske has done a phenomenal job now. And I think our team is going to be very strong. So yes, the goal is to win the championship this year. There's a lot to achieve still. And we're going to get back to work tomorrow. But I hope everybody's scared.
Last one in English over here on the left, Jim.
Hey Simon, you mentioned earlier that resilience has been a key trait for your entire career. I was wondering if you thought about, well, I think it was 10 years ago when you talked to your dad about getting a loan to try to keep this thing going. Have you thought about that today since you've won?
Not yet, no. That'd be one of the things that would make me understand what just happened for sure. But yes, it's been tough to get to the top level racing, especially when you come from a non-racing family. I had nobody in racing. I had to learn all on my own. But actually, I think it's an advantage because I had no choice. It was either it was going to work or I was done. So I put all my guts in it and I tried as hard as I could, and I learned quickly. But I had great mentors as well, and it's all about the people that you meet in your life, really. Obviously, I was lucky enough that my dad could help at the time, but it's all the sponsors that actually I found. At the time, I found 350 sponsors back in 2004 to keep going racing, 350. So I used to drive my car and go meet with potential sponsors, sell them a driving school day at my own driving school. And that's how I financed my career. So yeah, those moments are very special when you think about it, think back on that. But after that, when I became professional, it was about perfecting my craft and using everybody that I met, and I did.
Are there questions in French? You have another one?
J'aimerais juste que tu nous partages en français ton moment sur la ligne d'arrivée, lorsque tu es sorti de la voiture, tu es grimpé dessus et que tu as célébré avec les partisans. C'était quoi ton sentiment à ce moment-là?
Écoute, c'est difficile de réaliser, quand tu sors de la voiture, c'est difficile de réaliser que voilà, la course vient de se finir et il était le champion. Donc je voulais partager avec les fans, parce que comme je le disais à l'instant, pour moi, il n'y a pas de Indy 500 sans les fans, et 350 000 personnes ici, c'est juste extraordinaire. Donc pour moi, c'était important de partager ça avec eux, de les remercier d'être présents et de nous soutenir, de nous donner, personnellement, ils m'ont donné l'énergie positive pour aller me transcender et chercher cette victoire. Donc je leur devais ça. C'est ce que j'ai ressenti quand j'étais sur la ligne d'arrivée et j'ai salué la foule. Embrasser les briques, c'est très traditionnel. Pour un pilote de course, je pense que c'est un moment qui est gravé à jamais dans ta mémoire, puisque c'est le rêve de chacun de pouvoir le faire. Je ne l'ai jamais fait, et je suis content de ne l'avoir jamais fait, parce que c'est peut-être mauvais signe, mais c'est sûr que c'est un moment qui ne restera jamais dans ma mémoire.
À quel point le lait, il a fait du bien. Après une course en vente comme ça, ça a été un super spectacle. Tu as mené plus de 110 tours, si je me rappelle bien. Ça a bien fini, tout ça. La douche de lait.
La douche de lait, c'était parfait. C'était un moment vraiment spécial, parce que le lait, c'est que aux 500 miles d'Indianapolis, ça n'existe pas ailleurs. Donc, on te demande de choisir ton lait avant la course, en amont, donc tu l'imagines déjà. Mais quand ça devient réalité, alors là, c'est l'osmose, c'est incroyable, c'est un moment vraiment particulier. Il est très bon le lait d'ailleurs. The milk was really good. C'était du lait complet. Lait entier.
À quel point ce mois de mai te donne un gros push pour les courses à venir? Il y a 2 courses à Détroit la semaine prochaine. En plus, il y a le Val au Texas. Comment que pour toi ça va t'aider pour aller chercher peut-être un 2e championnat à la fin de la saison?
Ouais, il est clair que le but maintenant c'est un 2e championnat, c'est les chiffres à additionner, c'est sûr, et c'est l'objectif. Je viens toujours en début de saison dans le but de me battre pour le championnat. Je pense qu'on est relancé dans la course au titre. On a une super voiture sur un circuit en ville maintenant, donc je pense qu'on sera bien à Détroit. On se battra dans le top 5, c'est sûr, mais à partir de maintenant, il va falloir être très constant. Être dans le top 5 à chaque course et puis marquer des gros points. Donc on se remettra à travailler demain. Pour l'instant, on va savourer.
So we'll have your photographs tomorrow at the Yard of Bricks.
Yes.
And we'll be back in here tomorrow morning for another session.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Thanks for your support.